Day 25 of my life reset, and this is obviously a bit of a different vlog. I'm just walking Sevi, the sun's going down. It was not supposed to look like this. I had recorded a bit of a recap on a podcast that I'd listened to, which is all about ADHD. And for anyone that doesn't know, I am Rachel. I've been working for myself for about 2.5 years after learning appointment setting, leaving my 9 to 5, and now I help other girls do the same. But about a year ago, I received an ADHD diagnosis, not out the blue. I had waited 2 years from the NHS. A very long process, anyone that's got their ADHD diagnosis from them and gone down that journey. But I've got a 9 out of 9 Diva score. Sophie's impressed. And I actually listened to a podcast the other day that explained everything that I sort of struggle with so well. So I was really motivated to take all of the points that I'd put together and really just recap like how that's impacted my life as an entrepreneur. Anyway, I recorded it once, then it said no storage, blah blah blah, you know what iPhones do, and then recorded it again, no storage again. So I've just been on a bit of a deleting spree. Then I realised the light was going in my room, and I was just like, do you know what? I'm just going to yap and chat, because I think I still need to talk about, like, figure out exactly what I want to say. Because with ADHD, entrepreneurship, everything like that is so crazy, because I honestly feel like it's affecting my life a lot more since I got the diagnosis last November. And when I got the diagnosis, they turn around and they say, oh, but it's actually a 6-month wait for you to get any medication. And I was like, what? Because during the diagnosis as well, they're asking you so many questions about, okay, so do you feel like this affects your life? And it's stuff like, do you feel like when you leave the house, you have to run in and get things that you've forgotten? I'm not even joking. As soon as I had the first conversation where they brought that up, I noticed that every time I leave the house, I had to like run back in and get stuff. And I remember so well when I got my diagnosis, it was in Bali. I was living with 2 of my best mates. My room's on the ground floor, so like it's just by the living room. And everyone was round us watching a film. And I came back out after she'd given me my Diva score, which was 9 out of 9 for both bits. Oh, and during it, she basically said there's 3 types of ADHD. Number 1 is hyperactivity. Number 2 is attention deficit, blah, blah, blah. And then she went, and number 3. And I was thinking, oh my God, they both sound like me. Like, I wonder which one I am. And I was thinking that while she was explaining number 3. And then she goes, okay, and you're number 3. And then starts like telling me about next steps. And I'm so caught off guard because I'm thinking, what the hell is number 3? And anyway, it was just, I had both of them. So came back out, was talking to my friends, and they all knew that I was so excited because I'd obviously waited 2 years for this diagnosis. And I just felt so flat and like I wanted to be alone, because you just realise how many things are affected by this lack of dopamine. And then you say, okay, what's next steps? And they're like, 6-month wait till medication. And I was just like, for God's sake. So anyway, I didn't actually get onto medication until about 3 months ago. And I'm having a bit of a break from it this week because I noticed that I started feeling a bit anxious. And that's just not what I want. I'm not an anxious person. But it was just giving me like heart palpitations quite a lot, which I really didn't enjoy. So I've run out of it, didn't get my vitals across in time anyway, so I thought I'd have a bit of a break. And the reason that I wanted to talk about it today is because I've literally just napped for an hour. And one of the other things that she told me in my diagnosis is like I shouldn't be napping as much as I do, because I was religiously napping for half an hour every day. And I've been doing this for about 1.5 years, like basically since I've been unemployed. And I noticed I was a lot more self-employed. I noticed that I'd been a lot more productive if I had a nap midday, because otherwise I'd just crash. How mad is that? But it's basically because I'm on an up, then I crash. So instead of just crashing and staying down there, I'd have a nap and I'd be back up again. But I got into such a good habit where I'd literally only need 25 minutes and then I'd be back out and I'd be a new person. And obviously in Bali, I just hop on my bike, leave the cafe, go for a nap, come back. But that's such a bad habit to be in. And that's why I'm really glad for the medication. And I've realised today, because I've had to have an hour nap and like I've been in bed at 7:30 the last 2 nights, I do think that it's probably better for me to just work out what my dosage needs to be and be on medication moving forward, because the crashes I get without it are insane. Like I literally just stop functioning. But anyway, I thought I'd just do a video. I think I'll probably do it tomorrow because I was getting so frustrated with my iPhone storage and the fact that I've filmed all of the stats and facts I noted down like twice and then it's just completely gone. But I think I need to work out exactly how much depth I want to go into about it, because as an entrepreneur, I think it does affect me in different ways, but I sort of want to just imagine, like, think back, I guess, and reflect about how it affected me in daily life when I did work in an office, because thinking about it, I think that my lifestyle now, and they do say that people with ADHD probably are better off working for themselves or self-employed or entrepreneurs, and it's because your brain thinks differently. You obviously have a lot more freedom of what you're doing. There's pressure on you because you do need to perform when you're self-employed. And I just want to reflect on like how it affected me in the office. It was actually in the last office that I worked in. One of my best friends who I met at work, and she was actually my manager. Why do I keep on doing that? She was my manager. She was the one that said, no, do we not think that you do have ADHD? Then I spent like the afternoon just doing back to back of those free ADHD tests online. And yeah, I kept getting 9 out of 9, 10 out of 10. Madness, but that's basically what I'm thinking at the moment, because it's been one of those days where it's sort of consuming my life at the moment, where I'm just trying to figure out exactly how I can optimise my thinking. And I'm trying to do all the health stuff, but it's so hard because there's so much information out there. So anyway, I will put together a full video, but this is more day 25 of my life reset, and it just felt a bit pointless doing something else just because I couldn't get the ADHD video out of there, because it has been a huge, huge thing on my mind today. But yeah, hope everyone's had great days, and I will get the video out to you this weekend. I might do a day in the life tomorrow. Who knows? We're on day 25, so I've actually got 5 days left. And considering this whole ADHD roller coaster is consuming quite a bit of my time at the moment, I'm honestly surprised that I have managed to get to day 25. And I've never really completed any sort of challenge that I've given myself. You know, you're like, I'm going to do Pilates 5 days a week. I've really struggled to do it, so woo!